CEO at Future Forex, Harry Scherzer, joins us for more. Harry, a very good evening to you. Thank you for your time. Online traders and other professionals earning in dollars are smiling all the way to the bank. We know that the rand hitting an 18-month low had a lot to do with this newfound joy. What's happened?
Paul, thanks for having me on. So, yeah, it's. I always say South Africa is a movie, but at the moment it feels like an action movie because it's going up, down, up, down. It's like a yo-yo at the moment, the rand. So if we'd had this interview a couple of hours ago, I'd have told you we're at an all-time low. The rand hit 19.93. But just recently, the rand recovered after our market closed to 19.3 because Trump has now decided that he's pausing the tariffs. So the rand really is all over the place. And at the moment, it's doing slightly better, but not as well as it was doing before any of this took place, when it was at around 18.3 to 1.
So how are traders and other online professionals, benefiting at this time?
Well, obviously, traders in general look for volatility and try either predict the volatility or bet against the market. And when things like this happen, you'll have a lot of panic, right? And traders love panic because if someone's panic selling, they'll pick that up knowing that the currency is already undervalued and people are getting out as quickly as possible. They'll pick that up and sell it again when the currency recovers. And that's what a lot of people might have done with the rand at the moment. When it went all the way down to 19.9, I'd argue that a lot of traders would have bet on the rand at that point. And now that it's back at 19.3, they can cancel those positions and make the 60 cents per dollar that they invested.
So as we monitor the yo-yo, the highs and the lows, what are the expectations for traders and others like yourself?
Firstly, just to clarify, we actually don't trade. We do imports, exports for businesses and move money into and out of the country for individuals and challenge the banks and try to do it better and cheaper than them. But obviously, we have to understand who we're playing against, who the traders really are.
Yeah.
And in a nutshell, what the traders are hoping for is some form of panic so that they can make something of that. But the truth is that no one really knows where the rand's going because of all these uncertainties. There's Trump, which is a huge uncertainty. There's the GNU, who can't seem to get along, which is another uncertainty. Are the DA going to leave, or are they going to make things right? That will also change where the rand goes. But what we really need to do is have our fingers on the pulse so that we know first what's going to happen and can advise our clients to send money out or bring money in at the right time so we can capitalize on this huge uncertainty at the moment.
What about someone who may be watching and thinking, okay, it sounds like a great opportunity to hop onto the bandwagon? What would you advise?
Sure, it's the million-dollar question, Paul. What I think is that being an optimistic South African, I tend to believe that we're going to come right as South Africa. We've already seen a pause in the tariffs from Trump. So my suspicion is that will help emerging markets. It will help people going into emerging markets. It will help us directly should he pause the tariffs and end the tariffs on South Africa. So that should help recover the rand. But on top of that, I'm of the belief that the DA and the ANC are going to get it together and actually decide to work together and get the currency to the 18s that we saw before any of these shenanigans happened. So my thoughts are that the rand is going to recover. And if I were a betting man, I would say to the traders, you should bet on the rand at the moment because I believe it's heavily undervalued.
And what would you say to business?
If you're a business, the best thing you can do is take out what are known as FEC contracts, which are forward exchange cover contracts, to make sure that you're locked into a price right now. What forward exchange cover does is it allows you to lock into a price right now for the goods in the future. And if you had done that in the past, then all these fluctuations wouldn't have even affected you. And it really helps you plan better. It helps you make sure that when you're importing something or if you're exporting something, you know what costs you're paying at the onset. So what we've always said is the best way for you to manage your business is to know what you're going to pay right at the beginning. And so my advice remains the same. Take out FEC contracts if you have a future dated payment, so you've got your costs in rand terms at the onset.